Hello and welcome to our little corner of the internet where we talk about fountain pens, inks, journals and journaling, and just about anything and everything that's going to keep you inspired. Are you inspired? I'm inspired. I'm on fire tonight. I've been on a tear for a couple days. One of those incredibly intense sort of inspirational periods where I've been writing, I've been creating, thinking, making thumbnails, all kinds of fun stuff. So anyway, I'm rolling with that kind of high energy, and I have a guest tonight, which I am absolutely delighted to share some co-hosting duties, so that way I don't have to work as hard, which is absolutely great. But not only that, this guest is a very talented individual who is a master of color, who understands how palettes work, how you can mix colors, how you can use color to create mood. She makes watercolors. She's fantastic with her fountain pens. She is an absolutely passionate person about her own fountain pens, inks, and writing. So she should be very, very interesting. And I will bring on studio AquaMarina now. If Ecamm will let me do it, will Ecamm let me do it? Ah, ha. All right. So I'll probably end up cutting this for the replay, because in YouTube you can go in and cut sections when you need to, which comes in handy. But I forgot I locked my scene, which are the little things. Not that everybody needs to hear this because I mess them up so often. I sabotage myself that I made it that I couldn't do anything. So anyway, everyone, please, that was suspense we were building. Welcome, Studio AquaMarina. How are you?
Hello.
¿Cómo
I'm
está?
good. I'm looking outside and it's very hot today.
Really, that's the last thing we're thinking of here in New England. I mean, it was pleasant. It was like 60 today. So not too bad. But good for
It's
you.
very hot for Berkeley. I'm in Berkeley, California. It's never this hot, but it's hot. I don't know what to tell you. It's weird.
Well, it has been strange lately, all the weather. We were down in New York last weekend for the oh, that was the weekend before, actually. Boy, time is slipping into the future. And we had to race back because a nor'easter was coming in. So that's not something
Mm.
we're used to this early in the season. But ended up being kind of nothing, but you never know.
I was about to say because my in-laws live on Long Island, so they were bracing for something, but it never came.
Yeah, yeah, see, very similar. Very similar. Let me do a quick show note. I like to do this. We're giving away a Inkii Cannoli this evening, which is super exciting. You guys know I love Natasha from Inky. I love her company. And she sent me a message and she said that she would love to give one of you guys one of these. And this is for you guys. So in a little while, I'm going to tell you how to enter, and then I'm going to read all my rules. There's not that many, but then there's disclaimers and legalese. I should have sent it to you to read. That would have been nice. It would have been like you could like break in and do announcer voice, like open to U.S. residents and all that. But I should have thought ahead. But anyway, so we will be doing this. So stay tuned because you have a good chance of winning one of these, and I'll tell you how very soon.
It looks
So
very neat.
have you seen how it works?
I think I watched you showcase it, but do it again
Okay,
because
yeah. It's
we need
all
to
right.
know.
It's very cool. It's rolled up like a little cannoli, so it has a beautiful leather cover. Mine's already getting a bit of scratches and whatnot, which I love, and you can kind of use your hand oils to just work them in. So you could even keep it like this if you want it to be flat. And then each of these is for cleaning your nib, which I haven't done yet because it's a big step. And I have some other chamois that are loose I've been using, but I will be using this shortly. It also has a little screw here so you can put it in the wash and wash them. And they go for about $25. So I'll tell you how to win one of these shortly. Okay, I want to put the attention back on you. And I want to show you something that I'm sure you have seen. This, right? So
Yes.
you sent me this. It actually arrived in time. But more importantly, I opened it because you famously sent me watercolors before I went to Venice. And I, like the silly boy that I am, just didn't open it before I left, which was really embarrassing. But this time I opened it. Now, this tin is very special. Was this picked specially
For
for
you.
me? Okay, I
It
wasn't
was.
sure because and to put people kind of catch people up and feel free. I'm doing a lot of the talking. Feel free to interrupt me, just feel free. This is the Waltham Watch Case Factory. So Waltham watches were made in Waltham, Massachusetts for a very long time. And it has a bit of a mixed legacy because there were also a lot of radon girls there, which were the women that were tasked with putting the glowy things on the numbers, and they would put the paint in their mouths, and many of them got cancer and that kind of thing. Terrible stuff. It also dumped a lot of trash into the Charles River, but it also made some of the most amazing watches ever. And I have some. And I worked in Waltham for years. And in fact, a friend of mine has a restaurant in this building now. This building is now, I believe it's all condos. And it could be apartments too, but I'm not sure. But anyway, people live there now. And there's a fantastic restaurant for lunch called Berlundi. Italian's fantastic. Highly recommended if you're in Waltham. But anyway, you chose all that for me, probably more than what you're expecting. But I want to show everyone this beautiful palette. Are these going to come out if I... No, okay. I'm being very careful. So it's just really, really pretty. Look, it's glowing like Pulp Fiction. Look at that.
So
So
those
this is your
are.
work. Tell us about your work.
So my work, I'm slowly getting back into it. I took a little bit of a break, but what I do, I'm a ceramicist primarily.
Hmm.
Ceramicist who also makes watercolor paint. So the containers you see were made out of porcelain. I mostly work in porcelain, which is
Hmm.
a very finicky, weird clay.
Ah. Yeah. Is that how your little charms are made too?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
I do like porcelain. So for me, it's weird. It's people usually stick to either porcelain and do everything in porcelain, or do say red clay, one type of clay. For me, my favorites are porcelain, and it has to be the most, beautiful, translucent, finicky porcelain out there, or the darkest of clays. So I
Mm.
gravitate towards complete opposites. Very hard in a different way to work with each other. And so my pans and everything that is made for studio use for, I mean, it's not for professionals. A lot of my wonderful customers are professionals, but I'm not, I don't see myself as a professional, watercolor painter or something like that. I started doing it for myself because I could not find something that intrigued me.
Ooh, I love
It's
that.
all it's all plasticky these days. It really
Sure.
is. And when you look for something special, it's usually there's nothing wrong with buying in China, made porcelain, factory made porcelain things. Let's put it that way, right? But there's nothing exciting about it. It's just a little bit of a step up from that plasticky stuff that you can buy in Blick stores and all of that stuff. And I started making for myself. I started making the palettes, the handheld palettes. Started making them a little prettier, and then I started making my watercolors, and that is a whole different story.
I love that you had to create something that wasn't there for you. That your passion and inspiration was taking you into a direction that you felt you had to create for. I'm actually close to that myself in a few areas. It's a big leap. The biggest leap is the making. The thinking is easy, right? But you took the bravest leap. For me, it's correspondence sets. I'm so disappointed with how terrible the options are for letter writing sets. And I write a lot of letters. We have our pen pal group for Illuminati and Cognoscenti members here on the channel. And I do try to stay super active. People are very patient. They realize that I have to run the show and kind of keep the videos going so they don't pressure me like, hey, where's my letter? But even still, I end up writing quite a bit. And I just don't like the letter stock that's out there. So I really respect that you did that. You crossed the toughest boundary. And you were so kind to send these. And I can't wait to play with them. I'm really good at collecting watercolors. I'm really bad at using them. So I need to start using them. But I did get some permanent ink. And when I was young, I used to like to do like fantasy figures, like to draw them and then paint them in with watercolor. So that's my next frontier. I just have to cross the boundary. And you did something else nice. Now this I almost want to yell at you for, because there's times when people are too generous. And you sent this, and everyone, I think you'll see why this is very special. I love glass nib fountain pens. And one of the rarest things about glass nib fountain pens are pretty rare, but ones without chips are hen's teeth. They almost all have some kind of a chip. I have one that doesn't, and now I have two that do not, thanks to you. And that's so thoughtful and sweet and unnecessary. And I feel bad taking it from you because I hope you have another one.
I do. So what happened, I discovered I had an extra. So you get the extra. What happened, and the way most of my collections work, is I collect something for a very long time, and my watercolors are in porcelain containers. And I put these porcelain containers in usually older tins, like the one you have.
Sure.
But sometimes I go even further because I try and find something that people can't find that easily anymore in addition to that. And I had this very special collection that I released, and you and I talked about it.
Sure.
Because it was mermaid themed. None of us is a mermaid person, but it was something very special to me. I'm related by marriage to someone who played one of the first mermaid movies. So it was a silent movie of 1918. And it was a tribute to that time for me, and that movie and that actress who I'm weirdly related to now by marriage.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
And because of that, I decided that, for about a year, I was looking for these type of pens. Because in my mind, this is how I can make this collection more special and more appropriate, time-wise, because they would use that.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how my mind works. And I collected enough to include in a collection and keep one pen for myself. And then I forgot I had one extra. So I got one extra.
So kind. And where did you find them? I know they're kind of difficult. I found mine on eBay, and I took a chance looking at the photos that it wasn't chipped. This one is particularly pretty. I always imagined that mine was from Italy because it's Italian. I always imagined that the glass nib was from Murano, but I had no proof. But it's a possibility. Do you know anything about this one, and where'd you get it?
Yeah, so I did get it. So all of my glass pans come from very different sources. I believe this one was a lot of 3 that I bought.
Oh, nice.
So this particular lot said that they were assembled in Japan for the US. So must have been beginning of the 50s.
Gotcha.
So while, it's hard to stick to the same time period. So I just explained that my palette was about, 1980s. But honestly, even if this is assembled in the 50s, this really still looks like it could belong in that era. So,
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure they were doing them earlier. It looks, I mean, this as a pen body, it it has a fairly old fashioned clip that goes all the way back to the teens, and you saw these up until the 50s. So very cool. And lever fill also kind of outdated by the 50s, but still being made even in Esterbrook's. So thank you, very cool. Can't wait to use it. I've been expanding my pens of late. There's a whole bunch of new stuff coming on the channel, which I think everyone's going to really enjoy and be excited about. Because I think I really started to kind of almost hunker down with the same pens because I was getting so much inspiration from them. But I started to do some interesting challenges where I came up with ideas like which pen is best for this, or how much pen can I buy for this, and then like get 5 of them and see how it works out. So those are coming up. But this is a long way for me to get around asking, what is your inspiration now? You had your mermaid phase, you had your glass nib phase. We all have our phases. Where do you find the most inspiration in your fountain pen collection right now?
Sometimes it is something that reminds me of something. You and I just had a conversation about one of many things I think we have in common, which is the Orient Express.
Yes. Yes, we do. A dream of mine would be to go on that train. I do wish it weren't as expensive as it
Oh,
is.
God.
But if I did go on it, and if there wasn't a murder that I could solve, it would be a disappointment.
Yeah, I'm afraid you gotta pay extra for that murder.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. And then
Yeah.
that's a lot to ask for. I mean, they have excellent customer service, but that might be going too far. But wouldn't it be a little anticlimactic if you were on the Orange Express and nothing happened?
I know.
Right?
Man. So,
So anyway, finish your story. Sorry.
it's so good. All right. So, you and I were talking, and you mentioned you would probably have a Bohem, your newest one.
Yes, which is right here. Yeah.
Woohoo.
Because it's next to this guy. They've been living together.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
I love this.
Oh.
It's not full right now. I have to put some ink in there.
Okay, so I really had a hard time figuring out which one, so I have to.
Ooh, Inkwell ASMR.
Ooh. So weirdly enough, if we're thinking about the kind of the old, was it Poirot movie? Yes, it was in the
Sure.
Poirot series, right?
Yeah, Murder on the Orient Express. So so the
1980s.
so you go back to like the '80s one, which is like Albert Finney rather than David Suchet or whatnot.
Let's go that
Okay,
way. So then I can justify these 1989, I think, pen, which is
nice.
the old Pelican. It's very important that it's an old one.
Oh yeah, look at the bottom. That's beautiful, and it has like the translucent. You can see the ink level in it.
Oop. Yeah, I never know how to show it, but see
You
how
kind
this
of
is
need
a
a light. Oh, I can actually see through. I did. Yeah, you can see it. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's pretty great. I don't have one of those. That's fantastic. Which model was that?
So I bought it on an auction. Well, actually, it was not really an auction. It was more like a downsizing of, I think, in
Oh,
the state
gotcha.
of lawyer up in Buffalo. So he was a
Ooh,
lawyer. He was a collector, and he was in Germany, West Germany, shortly before the wall came down.
okay.
So the Berlin Wall. And it has a very kind of like deep meaning for him, had deep meaning
Hmm.
for him. And it has one for me because I do like history.
Ooh, very
And
nice.
this is what it is. It's one of my favorite pens.
Okay, so let me break in as the interviewer, even though we're co-hosting it. I'm trying not to be an interviewer, but it's in my blood. So then it seems like you're very thematic. So you came up with this idea, this romantic idea of being on a train, which even the trains in this country can be romantic. I'd love to be on a sleeper train in the US. But so that's kind of how you imagined it. You imagined the Orient Express, and then you started to think which pen would suit that aesthetic. That's
Correct.
interesting. It's close to a lot of stuff I do, and then I would probably try to think of a way of making a video about it
Hmm.
if I
I
could.
told you we have some things in common.
Indeed, indeed, and that's good. Here's another pen that would fit that aesthetic, I think.
Wait. Oh, oh.
Yeah.
What do I have here? I have the same pen.
Brilliant. Which is yours? Which nib?
Medium.
Mine too. Oh.
Yeah, same
I haven't
thing.
had this one out in a while. I had to forcibly put this down, which happens to me quite a bit because I could make unlimited videos on this pen. In fact, I have another one in mind. It's probably coming up, a new way, a new angle I thought of where I can make yet another video that includes this pen. So, but I don't want to be repetitive to all you lovely folks watching and supporting the channel, being like, "Oh, Tim, another Gyptomania video? Really now?" So
Well, you can make that Orient Express video.
yes, I could. I just need a train. Where do I find a train? I think I could probably find one, but it might take a little work. It might take some
Right.
work.
Do you want to see my modern train pen?
Sure. Yeah, I'm in.
If I went on it today,
Ooh.
this would be the pen I'd take with me.
Oh, that's pretty. What is that? It's a lot of pen.
So it seems to be, but it's not really. So it's, if I can position it, there we go. So this is Santini.
Oh wow, that's pretty. That's very pretty. I love it. I
Me
love
too.
it. Yeah. And what nib do you have on there?
Same old medium. I'm
So
boring
you're a
that way.
medium. No, I'm the same way. A lot of mine are medium. So I get it. I do get it.
It's reliable, you know, and you can do things with it.
It is. The reason I like medium so much is that I actually really like fine, but I don't feel that you get the full expression of your inks with a fine point fountain pen. I would probably prefer fine, but you often are disappointed because you get something like autumn oak and you're right with it, and it's like, oh, okay. I guess I could see a little transition in color there, but in medium you start to see it, and then of course you flex or you get into a stub, then it's bold and robust in its variations. So I can support that.
Unless you get a Nibmeister work on your nib.
Yeah, do like an italic or something.
I actually have the weirdest thing that just happened to me. I have fallen in love and with this fine nib that
Very
is
nice.
actually not even the fine. It is a needle point.
Oh, geez.
But it really shows the shading of inks just because Annabelle worked on it. And I told her exactly what I wanted.
Well, that's interesting. What kind of pen is that?
This is the Mont Blanc, but
oh, there is it. Burgundy or Bordeaux?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I love those. Yes. Love those. All right, so I
did
need to
not
break.
Like it.
I'm going to break in for my own commercial and to then tell everyone how they can enter to win this amazing Inkii Cannoli, which I'm so happy to be able to give away to someone. I'll tell you how shortly. But first, I always invite folks, if you watch, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe to Studio AquaMarina too. She's fantastic, interesting content on her page. I'll put a link to yours in my description too, which will make it easy. I had a video come out last week on journaling, inspired by Ernest Hemingway, which I was very proud of. And it seems like you guys enjoyed it. I'm very happy about that. If you haven't checked it out, please do. This week's is on Pelican. Because Pelican hubs are happening, I thought it'd be a good time to drop a Pelican video. And it's called Pelican or Pelicant. And you can make up your mind yourself whether you are Pelican or Pelicant. And you'll have to see what that means this Thursday at noon when that comes out. So what do you think of that?
Well, funny story. I just gave a Pelican pen to my husband to test, and he wants one.
Oh, so he's a Pelican.
I think he is.
Nice,
Really?
or he will be. Fantastic. So check out those videos if you haven't already. And now it's time to tell you how you can win this exciting. I never do giveaways, so it's super fun. I feel a little cheesy, but it's still fun. We love Inky, and I want to do everything I can to help Inky succeed because Natasha is hardworking, small business, so nice, and so dedicated. She was at the Commonwealth Pen Show. She's at the Empire State Pen Show. I'm sure she'll be at others. So she's going to send this directly to someone, and she's fantastic. So let me now tell you how you can win one of these Inkii Cannolis worth $25. That's my announcer voice. Okay, official giveaway rules and disclosures from the Inkii Cannoli Wipe giveaway. One lucky winner will receive an Inkii Cannoli Wipe valued at $25 US. So $25, not bad. Eligibility, sadly, you have to be a legal, what does it say, resident of the, oh yeah, you have to live in the United States. So as long as you have an address in the United States or, District of Columbia, you can enter. It's just with the way it is shipping overseas right now makes things very complicated. So I apologize for that, but we had to limit it to people here in the US, as long as you have a US address. The giveaway begins tonight, right now, and it lasts until the 28th at 6 p.m., which is when I'm going to cut it off. And then I am going to use a randomizer and choose someone in the comments. And then I will announce the winner next week's show. How's that sound? Am I doing
Awesome.
okay? If any of this doesn't make sense, call me out, okay? Okay, so this is how you enter. Leave a comment on the video, not the chat, because I can't use a randomizer on the chat. So it has to be on the video, so on the replay. And let's say, answer which fountain pen you'll clean with your cannoli wipe. And that's how I know it's an entry. So just say, I would clean my Pilot Custom Urushi with my cannoli wipe. Something like that. I'll get it. I'm smart. Only one entry per person. And I'll do the random drawing. I'll announce it next show. And then you'll receive this, and Inky will mail it to you directly. So I'll reach out, get your address. And then this is the kind of stuff I have to read. So forgive me, but the lawyers tell me I have to do it. By entering, you agree to release and hold harmless the Hemingway Jones YouTube channel and Inky from any liability related to the giveaway or the prize. The Hemingway Jones YouTube channel is solely responsible for administering the giveaway and providing the winner's information to Inky for prize fulfillment. Privacy. This is very important. Any personal information collected by me will only be used to ship it to you. And for no other reason, it won't be given to anybody or anything else. So we will protect your privacy. And I'm a banker, so that's very important. So don't worry. And then I have to read this YouTube disclaimer, which YouTube requires me to do. The giveaway is no way sponsored, endorsed, or administered by or associated with YouTube. You're providing your information to the Hemingway Jones YouTube channel and not to YouTube. By entering, you release YouTube from any liability related to this giveaway. And the sponsor is Inky and me. And I hope you guys win, but please don't leave it in the chat. I won't see it. Put it on the comments once this is on repeat. Okay? Does that make sense? Did I do okay? I really felt stupid reading all that. Did I did all right?
Got to do what you got to do.
I got to keep the lawyers happy. All right. So fantastic stuff. So you are on the air quite a bit with Alexandra, and you guys do kind of a panel show.
So what we do, so there are two things I participate in. So one show I am a co-host on. So we came up with a idea for the show together a while ago. So I've been a co-host of the Desk Chatter with her, and another host is Kari.
That's right.
So it's three of
Love
us.
Kari. Sure.
Love her too. I think we just really kind of work together, and I only knew Alexandra, so I had no idea who Kari was, and so she ended up pitching the same idea I did to Alexandra, and we all ended up together, and it's just working, and we've been at it for over a year now. It's our
Oh,
third
nice.
season.
Kari is, or Carrie. She's so nice. Is I mean, not that you and Alexandra aren't, but she is just next level nice. You know what I mean?
I think that's a great mix because three of us, we're such just different people, geographically speaking, and just like where are we in our lives,
Sure.
And that's important. It's important for you as a viewer to relate to us.
Yeah,
And
see,
that's
I like that,
yes.
and I like when there's a mix. And my channel, I used to have guests on a lot, and then I just stopped because of the logistics. And it's things like tonight where it was hard to get you on because I forgot to unlock my thing. It's all me, but I blame Ecamm, but it's usually all me. But I'm very, I would say, obsessed with the user experience. With people who are watching. So I, it just makes me really upset if I have dead air or 4 minutes of me going, "Oh no, how do I fix this?" So I stopped doing it. But I feel like how different people mix when they're talking about pens and writing inspiration is really compelling, especially when they're different, even when things are a little tense. And
Mhm.
I have had guests that were just sweet and they were like friends and we fell right in. I had other people that were the opposite, where they were given one word responses and stuff, and it was almost more exciting to fail, even though
Well,
it was surprising.
I think that's the whole thing that everyone is good on camera. They might be, or a microphone. Yeah. Could be two things.
Yeah.
You meet them in person, you talk to them, and it's just flowing. And then you sit down and you do what we do with you right now. And be it, the internet logging behind, whatever it is, maybe they're just awkward. It's a very different situation for everyone. And some thrive, some don't.
Yes, truly. I find that I get silly when I'm a guest on other people's shows. Like I get kind of giddy and maybe sometimes a little, not wouldn't say snarky, but like maybe I'm having too much fun. Like, you know what I mean?
You did well. You were on our show about a year ago. You did really well.
Yeah, I remember that. I do. I had a nice time. Um, so I want to talk more about what you're into. So you have more color literacy than I. And by that I mean people are trained to see color. People are trained to appreciate color in a lot of ways and to use it to express things. I've sort of honed down my attention into very few inks. And for almost a year, I was using a Clay de Saphir, Pearl Noir, and Oxblood with very few others. I've since opened up again. I even have recently purchased a few new inks, which is amazing. Um, where are you at? What would be some of your top five inks right now, and why? Briefly.
So, first of all, I'm trying really hard not to clutter my house with ink bottles.
Sure.
Sorry to say, but I do have quite a few. If you're one of those few hundreds of people who are, following my channel, I am slightly into Mont Blanc inks. So I
Hmm.
do have a lot of those. So I do that a lot on my channel,
Hmm.
but also in my private life. I just trust those regular Mont Blanc inks,
Oh,
special
nice.
edition and regular inks,
Let me
except
break
for
in
permanent.
a little bit. And if we're talking Mont Blanc inks, okay?
Yeah.
Um, I have some myself, and for years I used royal blue and only that because I was a banker, and it's a safe choice. Now I have like Egyptian blue. I have that Curse of Montezuma or whatever that's called. I have a purple oyster gray, which I don't like.
No,
Um,
me neither.
yeah, it's too light. I I wouldn't mind trying their black, but which? Oh, and I have the Around the World in 80 Days India edition ink, not to be confused with Indian ink, because that would be something else entirely.
So
So,
the
yeah, tell me.
brown.
Yes, yes, anthracite, like to match the barrel. Yep, it's nice. I really like that color though. It reminds
I
me of
love it.
like a aged sepia. But so, which ones are dazzling you these days?
So out of Mont Blanc, oh God, I still need to make so many videos. I'm thinking about it. I'm so behind. I do have some of the new ones. I weirdly am. It's not very new, but I do like the Great Gatsby green.
Oh, okay.
And I always do this because Mont Blanc colors are odd that way. You know, they claim to be this and that, but are they really?
They're a weird company. I think if you sort of think about it in a lot of ways, and I've had some problems with them recently, with the whole Wes Anderson debacle, which I'm sure you saw. But beyond that, if you look at them as a fountain pen company, they make a lot of really weird pens. And I really appreciate that on a lot of levels. Like, I want to be nice for a minute to them. I think we often sort of focus on things like the 146, 149, 144, very basic style classic pens, but there's special editions that look like jewelry, even something as weird as the Egyptomania, the babies, the noirs. They're very strange pens. And that Gatsby, which I didn't like, I felt like it was a missed opportunity in my opinion. It was far too big and too gaudy for what it could have been.
Have you seen the author pen from 2002, Fitzgerald pen?
I did, but I forget it, you know? And
Very good.
I well, it's like the Hemingway pen, which is near perfect from 92. And I really want to buy it. There's one up right now, a really nice one that Kirk Spear is selling. I'm going to say that, and somebody will grab it for 2,500, which is a great price. And I should buy it, but I'm not going to. I'm just being good, really trying to cap my purchase price. But one day, that was their most tasteful, I think, because the coral and the black is amazing.
There was something about it, I think, well, and it's natural for them to change people who, worked on specific collections. So I would imagine someone retired, right? And that
Yes.
someone was the one who did everything before now. So say they retired, what, 15 years ago or
Hmm.
something like that. That sounds about right. And now all I see is metal sections, which I don't prefer personally. I did not see them as much previously in their special and limited editions and all of those.
Yeah, I
And
can see
now it's
that.
metal sections.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. And I think there's a new line. I forget if they're calling it Bordeaux or Burgundy, but there's a new line of those coming. And the big hype was that they're going to do a 149. But it seems like they're not doing a 149. They're
It
doing
looks
this
like
like,
one.
yeah, it's like a special kind of edition 149-ish pen that is supposed to glow or something. And I think it looks sort of I don't know. It's not for me. Let's put it that way. If they ever made a Bordeaux or Burgundy 149, I think that's what we all want.
So, have you heard why they discontinued it in the first place?
I'm not sure they ever made it. I'm not sure there's ever been a Bordeaux Burgundy 149. There's been a 147, a
Yes.
144, but I don't think
Hmm.
there's ever been a 149.
Not in this case 149, but just in general, why they discontinued the line of Bordeaux for a while. Apparently, it was something about this specific precious resin
Mm-hmm.
that was just slightly a little bit more breakable than their
Yeah.
standard black.
Okay.
So I wonder if they kind of worked it out, and maybe now it's a little more closer to what they
Or
wanted
maybe
it
you
to be.
can't in a bigger pen. Maybe that's why they've never done the 149. Maybe it's that much more brittle or something. I don't know.
Ah,
I'm extrapolating.
wonder.
But whatever it is, that's kind of what we want and not that silly pen that they put out. But I do appreciate their zaniness and the fact that they'll do these kind of crazy things. But their prices are really getting out of hand.
Crazy. So the latest one, I don't know if you've seen, was the Versailles series. It's everything about the Versailles. It's the gardens. It's inside, outside. It's a gorgeous place, gorgeous collection. Extremely expensive. One of them even has the pen has a secret drawer, which
Oh,
is,
that's interesting and that's kind of crazy.
and
You
I
know?
think that was the first one after the Egyptomania that really excited me. They
Hmm.
have not excited me in a long while. Of course, this is a pen that is like what 23,000 and up.
Yeah, and that's interesting because they're sort of museum pieces. But the other thing is that a lot of their pens are so obvious from a design point of view. It's like, I don't know, Muhammad Ali pen, so we'll put boxing gloves on it, or Jimi Hendrix will put the tremolo arm on it, and I just kind of liked it better, and I keep going back to it, but that the Hemingway pen looked like something he would have actually used and not just sort of a pastiche of a life like a scrapbook thrown into a design. It's just not for me, but I do respect it.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. It's you know how in modern art sometimes you come into a gallery, you enter it, you take a look, and there's say two artists are exhibiting, and one artist is just very elaborate, and it's only them who can understand what they were thinking about, right, when
Mm-hmm.
they're creating. And then the other one is, the use of color maybe is mediocre, but you get it straight away. And that's how I feel about their pens a lot of times. It's either something that is so very narrow and so very, one person thought of it and thought this could be clever, but no one really gets it.
Yeah.
Or it's very simple and it's straightforward and it's understandable. It's kind of similar how I feel about the Esterbrook. Oh, I'm gonna get into hot water here. Esterbrook News Collection with peanuts.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
That's
I mean,
another
that's
one.
it's not to my taste because I don't really like peanuts, but I guess they had to license that too, so I
Yeah.
have to pay extra for that. But yeah, Esterbrook, I think Esterbrook's at its best when you get their custom grinds. If you just think of it as a Yovo nib pen, I don't know if you can justify the price, even though the packaging is immaculate, the presentation's fantastic, materials are great, but I get so bored when it just has a Yovo nib on it. So for me, I would advise anyone, if that's what you're interested in, you have to get a custom grind. And then it's worth it, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have a couple and I don't know if I'm gonna get any more, but it's the same thing. It's the same nib.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And yeah, I don't know. I just I've been demanding more of things. There's so many pens out there that are wholly interesting and challenge you. And even at different price points. I think the Karen is a unique writing experience for around 200. The E95S similarly. I don't know what they
Yeah.
cost these days, but excuse me, 160 or so, I'm guessing, but gold nib, interesting writing experience.
Yeah, it's about right. I think
Yeah.
that's it used to
If
be 100 or 90.
Yeah, I think it was
back
like
in the day.
120, but they went up a bit. And I know they're going up again because of tariffs and all the
Mm,
taxes you got to pay now if you live in the US. And then Pelican M1000, big money pen, but you can
mhm.
get them. They go on sale, and they have some like the green one is always pretty cheap, which I wouldn't get. But I don't mean the stripy one. I mean that weird
Yep.
transparent one. But I guess it has the same nib. I never wrote one. It might be worth it for that. The nib is fantastic, and it's a wholly unique writing experience. Or like Pilot Custom Urushi, which is 1600, but fantastic nib. Um, Definitely worth it.
I do think of uranium when I look at that pen.
Oh, because of the red?
Because of that glowy green plastic that they decided to go with.
Oh,
It,
yes. Oh, I got you. Like it reminds you of that uranium glass stuff when you put
yep.
the light on it. Yes, it really does. That's actually a nice way to look at it. See, if you ever make a video on it, that could be your angle. You could have it in a room with all uranium glass and a black light. It probably look the same. It's pretty neat.
Oh, and so I do collaborate with my wonderful husband. On some of my videos, he likes editing them, and he's a
Oh, nice.
scientist. It's very much his thing.
Wow. Oh, that's fun. I've been trying to get my wife to start a channel, and I was telling her I would edit her videos. She has so many interesting interests, and she is so much more interesting, compelling, articulate than I am. And I think she would be so successful. I mean, she has hundreds of tarot card decks that she could talk about. She works as she's in the art industry and she appraises like Antiques Roadshow. She could talk about that. Just so much in her life, but she doesn't want to do it. So can't make her. I want to retire. Let her do it.
Take over your channel, huh?
Right? No. Yeah, I actually love my channel. I don't think I'd ever stop. I think I'm going to really be insufferable in around 10 years when I retire from banking, because then I'll probably make a video like every other day or something because I'll be home and I'll need stuff to do. So I'll probably up my productivity on this channel. So gear up for that, everyone. You have that to look forward to in about a decade. So do you have any pen shows on the horizon?
Well, talking about the hub, I'm going to the hub on
Nice.
Friday in San Francisco. So that's going to be at the Rickshaw Factory building.
Nice. Nice. Mark Twight. I want to be him when I grow up. He's the coolest guy. I love
He's
him.
fun. Yeah, I've met him a couple of times. I think we might have him on the show at some point.
He's
And
insane. The guy has the stuff he does. He's like, yeah, I flew in and then I went and got some dinner. And then I just decided, you know what? Maybe I'll go listen to some jazz downtown. So I drove down there, and then I met up with some people, friends of mine I haven't seen at 2 o'clock in the morning, and we stayed out until like 4. I just got
love
back.
it.
I went to bed. Now I'm up at 7, and I'm going to do the pen show for 10 hours. Like the guy runs circles around me. He's a legend.
I wish I had that energy. Really, there are days that I'm just like, okay, maybe I should go walk. Because, it's the
Sincerely.
end of the day and I've done a lot. And it's like, I've been sitting all of this day and I don't know, maybe I should walk. And he's not that type of person whatsoever.
Nope.
I feel like
Nope.
he's up and going.
So Alexandra at Empire State Pen Show, she texted me and was like, "Oh, can I interview you for my channel?" And I was like, "Oh, sure." But I was already in bed. So I had to get
Hmm.
up and get changed and walk downstairs and meet her and her mom to do it. It was like 10:30 and I was already in bed. So that's me versus them. So anyway.
Yeah, I feel like that's my dynamic with my husband. We both are that way, and it works for us. But some people then probably would start their third business at this point in the day. They
Oh,
started
sure.
two, third one.
Arcboy 2011 says, Marina, you should both come to the LA show in February.
Oh,
That'd be
he's
nice.
wonderful.
That's not
Yeah.
too far. Berkeley's not far from there, right?
Well, here's the thing. I might go, might not. I do not drive. Is as
Uh,
weird as it sounds, because I'm European, living in a very European style city. Because Berkeley, everything is walkable here. We have excellent
mhm.
public transit.
That's fantastic. It's how it should be.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I've never been there, but I'd like to get there one day. I have been to California many times.
Yeah. Well, coming out, you'll get a nice walk around. UC
Mm.
Berkeley. My husband is a teaches here, so he's a
Oh,
scientist and
nice.
he teaches here. So that's
We're
how we're here.
we're considering coming to San Francisco because we haven't done that show. And Helen loves everything Japanese, and I hear that Japanese stationery is well represented, which is pretty amazing. So you won't believe this, but the show's almost over. That's how quick it goes. And I don't want to leave. I mean, we have a few more minutes without giving you an opportunity to kind of, say or ask anything that you'd like.
I'm just very grateful I'm here. There's something else
Thanks.
I'm working on, so I might ask you to come on my channel one day.
It would be
And
my pleasure.
yeah,
My
I'm
pleasure.
I, I'm not going to disclose where it is. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. But the problem is, I've had too many ideas, and every
That's
idea
great.
needs to be tested.
I'm happy to be your guinea pig. But sincerely, though, if you ever want to bounce ideas, I do that with folks. I always say, "What do you think about this?" Or "Is this going too far?" Or I do a lot of that with Drew. I like to shake Drew up a bit and send things to him and be like, "Am I crazy if I use this thumbnail?" And he's usually like, "No, I love it. Do it." You know.
He's
So
great. I just
yeah,
I just saw that his shop is finally,
yeah,
getting that remodeling, or the
yeah. It's
whole
fantastic. Yeah, he's a
that whole
lovely
story.
guy. He's one of those folks that live up to your expectation.
Yeah.
I
I do
hope I
like
do.
I I talk to you and to him. And
Good.
I kind of love you. Love your wife.
Thank you.
Never met her, never talked to her. Love her.
Thank you. Thank you. She's pretty great. She's fantastic. It's very kind. Thank you. But
You you guys are just, there's something relatable, something just very sincere about you, and that's what I appreciate.
thanks. I appreciate that. I cannot be any other than how I am. You know, I said that to somebody. There was somebody who was heckling me in my comments, and they were saying like, "Oh, you're such like a put on persona." And I said, honestly, if I were a put on persona, do you think I would choose this?
Hmm.
Like the the nerdy guy who like obsesses over, nibs and paper and spends hours in libraries. Like that's my put on persona. I think I'd be cooler, but I'm very happy with who I am.
It's the era of the nerds. It's our time now.
Yep. Yep. And the nerds shall inherit the earth. Right.
Correct. This is a
But
good, ending to the show. The
I think
nerds.
so too. Yeah, I think on the rise of the nerds, we will leave it on that incredible bombshell. So before I part, Inky Cannoli roll, enter by telling me which pen you would clean with it on the replay video, and I'll use a randomizer and I'll announce it next week. And Inky will send it to you directly, and it'll be fantastic. And I want to thank you, AquaMarina, for coming on the channel. It was
Thank
lovely to
you.
have you. You fit right in. You did fantastic. And I appreciate you all for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us this hour. I had an absolute blast. Check out the new video on Thursday called Pelican or Pelicant. And let me know which you are after watching the video. I think you'll learn something new and see it from a slightly different angle. That's what I aspire to do. So I make new videos every week. Did you know that, AquaMarina? It's true.
I did. You're
Yeah,
amazing. I can
thank you.
only do shorts.
Oh, I need to do more shorts. You get more people following you if you do a lot of shorts, but I don't often have time, which is ironic. I spend so much time doing longs that I don't have time to do shorts.
Shorts.
So anyway, thank you all for watching. Marina, thank you for being here. Can promise you all we'll see each other again soon. Do you know when? Marina, do you know when we'll all see each other again?
I think it's going to be Thursday, and then it's
That's
going to
right.
be Tuesday.
That's right. Further up the road, too. So until then, take care of yourselves and thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.
Bye.